Welcome to The Healing Artist. I'm your host, Frida. Friends, it is 2026. We are back again, season 2 of The Healing Artist, coming in hot, episode 101. God, that makes me feel proud. I gotta tell you that when I first started this podcast, I was all about learning about public speaking. It has gotten better, it has gotten easier, and I love it. We're going to try doing things a little bit different this year. I have become extremely connected to the fact that I am incredibly spontaneous. If it's not spontaneous, it's probably not happening, which means that moving forward, I might seek a little guidance and expertise and help from other people to help me hone my message in such a way that I'm able to bring it to you in a way that is consumable to the public, because I recognize the fact that I'm hot, I burn fast like fire, I come in and it's like, whoosh, and it has to be in the moment, completely spontaneous. And that is the way I work best, because that is the fast moving energy. When we are connected to our bodies and to ourselves, we do sort of whoosh, flow in fast and hot. And when we choose to meet the energy and respond and work with it and bring it through in that moment, that is what it is. And it is fast and it is quick and it strikes and then you go rest. Oh man. So I also wanted to try to maybe pick a topic and choose talking about topics. I'm still going to tell you about my private life because that is how we communicate what's going on, right? I learn the best from personal stories being told because I can piece through, incorporate, understand how do other people working in the multisensory world, feeling around out there, how do they experience life? How do they work with energy? And I want to talk about the way that I work with energy because it might be helpful to you, listeners, to understand how you work with energy, because it's all sort of a puzzle. We're figuring out, how does energy move for us? What does energy feel like within our bodies? How does this spiritual journey work? How do we release things that have been stuck inside of us? All of that beautiful truth. And we're going to explore that this season with guests. And we're going to explore that through personal storytelling, through doing some energy work together. And I have a wonderful friend that might come on and we might do some episodes, partnered episodes together. So stoked about that. The sky is the limit in 2026. The possibilities are endless. I feel so much expansion and so much just everything is available. It's all out there. So, kicking things off, I wanted to talk to you today about discernment. I ran my first full moon circle of the year last night, and I pulled some cards for the group, and there were 2 words that came out. The first word was creativity, and that's the one that jumped out of the deck, and that was for everyone. And I was putting the cards away, and the word discernment came, and it just slid out on the side. And I was like, I'm taking it, because that is actually one of my favorite tools, and it's something that I talk to people about all the time. Because my teaching is all about getting grounded and feeling into yourself so that you can use your own discernment to understand what is your personal truth. We each create our own reality because none of us have the same story. None of us come from the same place. We have all had unique experiences in this world. So we all process everything we see differently. That's why some things super duper trigger some people, because it's touching upon difficult stuff inside of their experience, and why the same type of situation could just pass over someone else. So learning to read the energy of our own bodies and then practicing using our discernment as to where do we go towards what we prefer in the world, right? So I have the card from the lovely Diana Cooper's Angels deck. And I'm going to read you the discernment card, and we're going to just kick things off starting there. The affirmation in the card is, I trust my intuition, which is beautiful. I want that for each and every one of you. Discernment means sensing what feels right or wrong, trusting your judgment, and acting on it. Your angel guidance is to look at the people and situations in your life now and respond to your gut feeling. Learning to develop your intuition and ask the angels to help you to discern the good from the bad. They will prompt and guide you. You will feel safer, happier, stronger, and clearer. Angel wisdom reminds you that when you can be trusted to use discernment, you can serve the universe in a great way. I trust my intuition. Let's break this card down. Discernment means sensing what feels right or wrong, trusting your judgment, and acting on it. Discernment means sensing what feels right or wrong. I might actually switch those words up a little bit. What feels yummy to you? What feels good? What feels like a yes? And what feels like a or a or a record scratch or a not so good? What feels delicious in your body? Walk towards it. What feels sticky, like a hole, like a tightening? Maybe not that. So learning to read that energy within your own body. Here's something that we have a tendency to do as people, because people love to be in our heads. Humans are in their heads. It's all in the logical mind. The brain is constantly saying something. That little voice in your head is constantly like, rah, 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 rah. How do you quiet the mind and get the F out? GTFO, the logical mind. That is where we're going in 2026. That is what I am teaching the people in 2026, because that is what has helped me the most. Get out of the mind and into the body. Because our bodies hold the truth for each one of us. We can use our bodies as a compass to navigate the world. Our bodies are the way that we can use our discernment to navigate from here to there. To show up for ourselves in the most aligned way and to follow the path that feels the yummiest in our bodies, and that is walking us towards our purpose. Everybody wants to know what their purpose is. Our purpose is found when we are navigating towards what brings you bliss. What do you enjoy? Our body literally has the map within it, and that is through our feelings, not our logical mind. People can tell you all sorts. They can trick you. And especially now we need to learn our discernment, especially with AI. I know I personally have seen some AI videos and been like, what the hell is this? And it's an AI video. I remember classically, oh my gosh, maybe a year and a half ago or something, or, a year and a half ago, I saw this AI video, like they were remaking Titanic with some different actors, and I sent it to some friends because I love Titanic. It's in my top 10 favorite movies. I was like, why would they do this? And they're like, ha ha ha, that's AI. Like somebody just like made this thing. It's like, oh, but it was so good and well done. I believed it. Like I had to like train my mind now to like look at the sources of like, oh, well, what is that? Where does that come from? Because stuff does look good enough now that it can be tricksy, right? Now that's a silly example, but where it becomes not a silly example is when people are trying to manipulate, sell you something, make you feel scared. When fear is used as a tactic to motivate the people to move them into a direction that isn't correct. It is for, powers to manipulate people or take resources from them or use fear to move people towards spending money on a program or diet or exercise, or even a lot of spiritual teachers that there's like a scarcity of, oh, jump into this class, there's 2 spots left, that kind of stuff, where using that, you're gonna lose out, tricks the mind to jumping at something that maybe actually isn't in alignment for you. Nothing that is meant for you will pass you by. I'm going to say that again because this is so important. Please believe me. Nothing that is truly meant for you is going to pass you by. everything on your life path that is there for your best and highest good will find you when you are ready for it. You're not going to miss out. If the opportunity doesn't come around the first time, you didn't lose, my love. It will come around again. I promise you. And if it doesn't happen in this life, it will come in another life. It's okay. Every place that you are right now is perfect. I cannot say this enough. And this is such an elevated place to speak from. It is so hard when you're mired and trapped in this 3D reality of like feeling all of these feelings and feeling incredibly helpless and like you're scrabbling in the hole and you're trying to get out. When you get to the point where you're able to shift your perspective out of the hole and can see the whole big picture, when you can get out of the in that moment that you're in, which is often not actual terror in that moment. What's often happening is you are future tripping or past tripping about something and not literally in the moment, where very rarely is the tiger chasing you. To be able to step outside of everything that you're going through and view it from this bird's eye perspective. And look down and see that your life is unfolding exactly as it is meant to. Some people aren't going to have some catastrophic spiritual awakening in this lifetime, and that's perfect for them, and it's completely and totally okay. I have interviewed and met on this podcast some beautiful souls who have been doing this work since the 70s and the 80s, and they were laying the groundwork for people like me to come along. They did the work to get us where we are, elevating the frequency for someone like me to wake up. I woke up in 2019. There is a wide variety of people coming online right now. They can feel it. I feel it. I'm one of the teachers that came online in 2019 to be ready for the people coming now, 2026, 2027. There is a mass awakening happening yet again. People are being asked to confront their stuff, to look at themselves, look at yourself. And as you're looking and as you're asking for a guide to guide you along the way, we're back to this word. I want to invite you to use your discernment of who you listen to and who you follow. There is no easy 1, 2, 3. We love 1, 2, 3. There isn't a 1, 2, 3. And Brené Brown has wonderful quotes about this. She's a great teacher. I haven't looked at her work in a few years, but man, oh man, she has great stuff. And she was instrumental when I was first waking up. Wonderful, wonderful teacher, and very science-based. So that's a great in for a lot of people. She is not woo-woo, although her information definitely can slide into woo-woo, but she is coming from a science-based perspective. She is super popular, lots of stuff available for her, from her. But she talks about how everybody wants the 1, 2, 3. Each one of us are, from our core in, our DNA out, we are different, we are unique. Each one of us is a beautifully unique creature. Unto ourselves, we are special, unique creatures. So why would there be a one size fits all, 1, 2, 3 for all of us? There isn't. None of us are here for the same thing. None of us want the same stuff. Yeah. Let me take it a wild step further, because it is season 2 and you're getting an even more authentic Frida than before. We're just fully out there. We're just going to be real open and honest. I am you and you are me and we are one. We are all interconnected because we are all made of energy. I am you, you are me, we are one. We are all an aspect of God. I am, that I am presence, that I am energy. I am an aspect of God, as are you, and we are all connected. We are on earth having an individualized experience, separation. We want this. We set this up for ourselves, and we come here to learn, grow, experience. When we are just energy, it's sort of like, this is my understanding of what this feels like when I sit in meditation. It feels like we are energy and we are out in the cosmos and we can theorize about something. But when we come to the earth and we are embodied and we are a soul having a human experience, we have the ability to feel it and experience it and go through the challenges and really experience all of the juice and deliciousness and the fear and the pain and the suffering that life has to offer. We want this. We choose it. Especially the things that happen to us when we're children. We've set these things in motion in order to create the humans that we are. We love conflict. And somehow we get so lost. All we think is that we have just this life and this time here, and there is something to that because there is only one version of this body having this experience. But your soul will go through all sorts of things. You want to try it all. You want to eat it all because we're an aspect of God, and God wants to experience it all. We're all part of something so much bigger. And the undercurrent of all of that biggerness is love. Discernment. So I want to invite you to keep returning to your body because our bodies are a wonderful compass. And if you can't feel your body, let's get embodied. How can we get embodied? Well, we're going to start off probably with movement is a wonderful way to do that. Moving your body, feeling it, feeling into it. And this stuff can take time, especially when one has a tendency to disassociate away. I spent the majority of my life disassociated away from my body because I had early childhood trauma in my body that I disassociated away so I didn't feel physical pain. So I was super used to being outside of my body. I had to train myself in the last 6 years with my meditation practice to pull myself into my body and stay in here. I had to convince my nervous system that I was safe and then do a whole bunch of healing work in order to continue to stay inside of my body and now prefer it. Prefer to be in here. I love feeling all the aches and pains. I love reading my body and understanding, what's that? What's that? What's that about? Because that helps me pick what do I prefer. It's like learning how to read the manual of yourself. Like our body is a blueprint. And sometimes it takes some work to sort of zero out and get yourself to the point where you can learn how to read your body. So I do know that I spent a lot of time when I was first waking up in 2020 doing a ton of walking meditation, clearing my energy field. I learned how to do that via the book and lecture series, The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. He helped me learn how to do this. And I cleared a lot of stuck energy and trauma that was in my body. As I released these trauma things and cleared my channel more and more and more, also with the help of energy healers and teachers, I came closer and closer to understanding what does free to feel like. So this didn't just happen. I'm talking about big concepts, and I'm talking to you from a place of doing a hell of a lot of work. Okay? So this is advanced So I'm speaking to you from a place of advanced knowledge, but it is available to you. Honey, if I can do this work, you can do this work. Full stop. My husband and I just got back from a road trip. And it was super good because we often travel with friends around the holidays, and we actually did a huge road trip, hours and hours and hours in the car, days, alone, just the two of us. One of my things that I was working on, an intention I had set for 2025, was to really work on my relationship with my husband in getting really open and honest with him about what I was doing with my spiritual work and the direction that I was headed in, and my desire to be seen by more people, which means that eventually my husband's going to end up seeing some of the channeling I'm doing and the work that I'm doing, and eventually kind of hear more of it. And I projected upon him that he would just find all of this incredibly cuckoo bananas because he's a really logical, science-minded man and wants absolutely nothing to do with spirituality and equates it all to religion, which it is super not, but they all fit into the same dogmatic big diarrhea bomb, don't go there. So I was afraid to sort of open up and show him who I was. But I spent 2025 becoming more and more and more fearless and just saying, I want this bad enough that I'm willing to show him, even if it risks not having a husband anymore. Well, as I opened up more and more and more and more, it turns out that he completely supports me. Now, he doesn't totally vibe with everything that I'm up to, but it's okay. He still loves me, supports me, and believes in me. What a beautiful gift. But I had to get to the point where I became fearless enough to share. I had to get so concrete in my personal inner, I know that this is the direction I'm going in. I am willing to just follow spirit and do this no matter what, to get to the point where I felt safe to share. And my God, it all worked out in my favor. It's great. So what a delicious way to end the year of like taking this road trip together. And we hit all sorts of places. We went from California, we went to Arizona. We had a wonderful time in Holbrook, Arizona, enjoying the Petrified National Forest. But let's see, the Petrified Forest National, it's a national park. It's a national park. We loved it. It was wonderful. It was interesting. The energy there felt like a tomb. It was like being at a graveyard. Well, at least one section of it. And then another section of it felt really playful and it had a lot of possibility. What a trip. Oh, that was wonderful. Loved Holbrook, Arizona. We also got to eat at Colonel Mustard's Hot Dogs and see the Wigwam Motel, which was so awesome. Colonel Mustard's Hot Dogs had the best Italian beef sandwich I've had in I don't even know how long. Oh my God, it was so good. Like, I'm from Philly, and this Italian beef at Colonel Mustard's Hot Dogs was a da bomb. Like, it was so good. Chicago style hot dogs, like all of these yummy hot dogs that were dragged through the garden. All of that is available on the menu. They made like their own relishes and hot peppers and stuff. It was real good. I couldn't like give it enough stars. It's in this old repurposed gas station from like the 50s. So cool. And if you're like a spiritual woo-woo person and you're like, oh my God, you eat meat? It's like, yeah, sometimes I do eat meat. I do. I prayed over it and then I ate it and it was delicious. What else did we do? Oh my goodness. We went to Sedona, Arizona for 2 days, and what a treat. Delicious, amazing. Again, I ate some yummy, yummy food there and barbecue again. We were on a tour of meats. And we went to Bell Rock and climbed as high as we could. I was really intent on getting to the very tippy top, but actually the direction that Corey and I took, we couldn't get to the top. Like that way didn't wrap around that way. At that point in the road trip, we'd actually met up with a set of other friends who were on a lower level, and we actually chose to go back. We didn't re-advance and try to make it a different way around. And we went to the Chapel of the Holy Cross and got a $125 parking ticket. Yo, Sedona does not mess around when it comes to parking. I'm telling you this in case you ever visit there. So, like, the last time that I visited there with Sophie and my friend, like, um, we were there in the off season. Like, we were there in like mid to late February, and we didn't have any real issues with parking. It would be full in lots, but we would be able to get a space. And there's just like sort of a Sedona pass that you get. You just pay for it. And it's like, I don't know. If you pay for it in person, I think it's around $5 a time that you park at each different place. Well, anyway, we just like parked within the neighborhood of the Temple of that's not what it's called. The Church of the Holy Cross? The Holy Cross? I'm sorry. I'm not remembering off the top of my head. But we parked about a mile or so away because both of us love to walk. And we just parked in a residential neighborhood. A hell of a lot of other people parked in that residential neighborhood too. We took the car and we bellied it up against the sidewalk. Like, it was fine. Anyway, we came back from visiting that landmark, that vortex, and there was a parking ticket on our car. There was no signs or signage saying that we couldn't park there. So it was pretty surprising and a little disappointing. It's like, man, oh man. And then we looked online, because at first I was like, is this a scam? Is this a joke? Because, I don't know, we didn't say that we did anything wrong, and there wasn't any signs saying that we couldn't park there. But yeah, heads up. Sedona has really crazy parking enforcement, especially around these really special places and vortexes. They are pretty serious about it. When you're in one of the either state parks or national parks, one of these places, they'll give you a warning first. But when you're just on the street, this is a massive form of revenue for them. So they just ticket to their little heart's delights. So heads up. You know, the world isn't over. Shit happens. It was a little disappointing, but we ended up shaking it off. It was fine. That's the only gnarly thing that happened on the entire trip, so it's all good. We ended up driving to Albuquerque, New Mexico. We spent New Year's with a set of heteronormative friends, all couples. So we were in a house with two other couples. We had another couple friends that live in the area, and then we had another couple of friends in an Airbnb. It was... We ended up just playing like couples card games, and it was funny. Like, there was a hot tub at the house, and like at one point it was just like all the couples want to go off and do that a poke and soak, like everybody go off to your own rooms and then later meet up in the hot tub, have a sit. It was funny. It is it was one of those times where I was just like, yep, we're 45. This is a middle-aged good time, let me tell you. We used to cut it up back in the day. Like, this is a collection of Burning Man friends, and we would meet, and we always go to a different state in, rent a giant Airbnb, and hang out and party for New Year's. And that has been happening. I want to say we started that tradition back in like 2014. We've been all over the country. We'll fly to all sorts of different places. And this year we went to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Oh, you guys. Anyway, it was the most heteronormative time, a brilliant time. It was lovely. One of the families has two kiddos, and it was super nice to see them, and it was just fun. We had a good time. Did a lot of eating. Lots of different kinds of food. I love the food in New Mexico. It's so good. God, so good. I think my husband and I could eat our way through there. Like, we were never able to like fully digest. It was like we were always super full because it was like trying everything. So when we were in Sedona, we actually ended up staying maybe like 20 minutes outside of literal downtown. We couldn't find anything when we were looking for rentals. And we ended up staying super close to Montezuma's Castle, which is a national monument um, in Arizona, and it is unbelievable. We went there, I believe it's like $10 a person, and it is this like super well preserved cliff dwelling built by the Sinagua people between 1100 and 1350 CE. It is the biggest aspect of this thing when you're looking up to Montezuma's castle is like this 20-room mansion, this castle. And there was a cutaway reconstruction of it so that you could like see the inside of it. And the floors were, you get to the different floors because there would be a ladder going up through the different floors. But like looking up at Montezuma's castle, I had a, gosh, what is the word I want to use? I had a full body awakening. So this happens to me. I work a lot with the land. And I don't know if this is something I've necessarily talked about on here. It's very quiet work. So an aspect of what I do is grid work. I will go to different places and I anchor light into the land. So it just entails me opening up my feet, I open up my head, and I bring light through my body and I send it down into the land. I'll often connect to the trees. There'll be a conversation between the trees. Often I'll be asked to do it. So like maybe the trees are like, I get a sensation like the trees want me to anchor some light. Yeah. And different land feels different. So like different states feel different. Different parks feel different. Different places feel different. I can feel the difference of energy in different places. And occasionally I'll go to some place and it'll just request that I anchor light, or I'll just, bring light through my body in some way. And sometimes I go to places and I'll have these full body activations, like something will wake up inside of me. So I went to Montezuma's castle and I stood below it and I was looking up at it. And I was there with both my husband and at that point we had met up with two other friends, another couple. And they were ahead of me and I just stood there and I didn't say anything to them, but like both of my feet just went completely buzzy. The bottoms of my feet opened up. They completely were buzzy. The top of my head opened up. I connected to both my like soul star and then my earth star chakra. This light shined through my body. It was like my nervous system lit up. Both of my ears were ringing. And like I just had this it was like a heart expansion. It was like from the inside of my heart shining out 360 around my body. Like my heart turned into a lighthouse. And it took my breath away. Something incredibly special happened there at Montezuma's castle. I didn't even know this place existed until we got to the hotel and there was a picture in a room of this cliff dwelling on the side of a mountain. And I had asked the guy at the front desk, I was like, what's Montezuma's castle? And they were like, oh, it's 1 mile away. It's a national monument. It's the remains of an ancient civilization. The Sinagua people built this thing and you can still see it. Cool, let's go. Like it was totally on a whim. Something I enjoy doing is pretending that life is a video game. And I'm the lead character in my own game. And sometimes I go around and things like I'm describing to you happen. And it's like I unlocked a piece of the video game and I just got a new power or a new item or a new weapon or like whatever, right? If we're in a video game. And this place, Montezuma's castle, for me, it woke something up within my DNA. It encoded me with something that has my connection to spirit even stronger. And it lit me up in such a way that is really interesting. I am still understanding, learning, and integrating what that was all about. I can tell you that I don't see. I close my eyes and it is black. I believe it's called apophasia. I don't see pictures. And that night, when I put my head on the pillow to go to sleep, in my third eye, inside my head, I could see pictures. It was just that night. They were suggestions of, wisps of, smoky, but I was seeing. And I was seeing the people from that community when they were thriving, just chilling, going about their business and existing. And it was cool because I don't usually see pictures. And I was like, what? It was awesome. When I ask about it, I'm like, oh, did I have a past life here or something like that? I don't think that. I get a no. I don't think so. I don't think I had a past life there. It just, something about the ancientness of it, it gave me a gift. Cool, right? How cool is that? What? Oh, you guys. Happy 2026. Let's do this thing. So excited. So excited. Just touching base one more time on that word discernment. Discernment means sensing what feels right or wrong, trusting your judgment and acting on it. Your angel guidance is to look at the people and situations in your life now and respond to your gut feelings. I would add to that, it could be gut or heart. There's a way in which you will feel things. So it could be different for you. It might not be your gut. It might be your heart. Learn to develop your intuition and ask the angels to help you to discern the good from the bad. I don't know if I believe in good and bad. I believe more in what do you prefer and what do you not prefer, walking towards the things that you prefer. You will feel safer, happier, stronger, and clearer. That is true. Angel wisdom reminds you that when you can be trusted to use your discernment, you can serve the universe in great ways. I trust my intuition. Friends, I want to invite you to begin to trust your intuition too. Because everything to connect you to you and to learn how to do this work resides within yourself already. It is truly just about learning to read your own body, to read your own map, to feel what do you feel like just on your own, nobody else. Connect to your higher self, because all of this wisdom lives within you. All of it. Sometimes we just have so much programming layered on top. We've got all of this stuff on us that we can't hear ourselves. That's where I would love to help you. My program, Return to Self-Love, kicks off January 6th. The format has changed. It is now 1 day a week. It's happening Tuesday mornings from 6 to 7 Pacific time. You do not need to be there in person. You can receive the recording. The class is 1 hour long. 30 minutes of channeled teaching, 30 minutes of meditation, activation, and light work. Grounding meditation, I should say, because the grounding aspect is so important. In Return to Self-Love, you will build a spiritual practice. There is a level of accountability necessary here. You need to show up for yourself to do this work. We do it together Tuesdays. I send you the recording. You get two things. You get the entirety of the class, and then you get the broken out 30-minute meditation portion. It is then your job to use that meditation video at least 5 days a week. I would warmly welcome you to Return to Self-Love if this is something that is pinging for you. It is $111 a month. You can learn more about it on my website, fridahealing.com. It is a subscription service. Now, it takes 3 months to rewire the brain, to form new neurological pathways, to get a new habit going. And this is all about presenting how can you have a spiritual practice for yourself to be able to feel into yourself, learn to read yourself, and use your discernment for you. So I would invite you to think about giving it a 3-month try. But if it doesn't work out, you can quit anytime. It's not a problem. All right, my lives, visit fridahealing.com if that interests you, and I want to invite you to join Return to Self-Love. We are a very warm, welcoming, open-hearted, loving community, and starting again, January 6th. Let's freaking go. I'm so excited. I just can't wait. I cannot wait. All right, my loves, I love you. God, Universe, Source loves you. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.